Hey guys, going a bit casual today, going off script. I wanted to chat with you about every single CPAP machine that we sell on RespShop.com and talk about firstly what my opinion is on each of them, where I would rank them against each other, more importantly than what some Englishman thinks, what you guys think of it. So I've gone onto the top CPAP e-commerce websites online, the top 4, and I've gone at every single review from every site. I've got over 7,500 reviews on each one of total over across of these 7 machines, and give you an idea of where you guys rank these on an all-time list. One thing to point out, which I didn't really realize until doing this research, is that RespShop.com actually has more machines than most sites. We have access to some machines like the Apex XT, the Res Plus. Some sites don't have the Breeze Z2. It's all just part of us trying to provide you guys the breadth of options that you have, and we fully support every machine that we sell on our site and fully stand behind them. Every single machine you see on this table across the board got ranked higher than 4 out of 5. So it's pretty solid. But within that, between 4 and 5 out of 5, there is some differences between the machines. So we'll get into that in just a bit. So firstly, let's talk about my rankings. So of the 7 machines, I'll just go over each of them real quick. From no particular order, we have the Apex XT. This is an at-home variant of its setup with the humidifier. You can detach just this little piece from it here and take it away as a travel machine, so it's kind of like a hybrid. Pretty cool. The Transcend Micro, this is the smallest CPAP machine in the world. Fit that in your pocket, it's the size of a baseball. Awesome for traveling. Got the AirSense 10, tried and true, been out 10 years, still many people's favorite machine ever made. This is the Breeze Z2, another travel option. A couple of unique features like automatic altitude adjustment. It's a handy unit, kind of this sort of pill-shaped guy. This is the AirSense 11. This is the most kind of modern feeling CPAP machine. It's definitely an industry leader. We'll get into that in just a bit, what I do and don't like about it. Same for you. This is the ResMed Air Mini. Again, that's the leader with the travel CPAPs, a ResMed branded CPAP, very popular device. And then we have the Res Plus, and this is a very low cost unit, great for a backup unit, or if you're just getting started with CPAP therapy and aren't sure what features you really care about just yet, this is a great first option until you decide what's most important to you. All right, so with all the introductions being said, here's my list of my ranking for each unit and why I've put it there. I'm going to start in reverse order. In 7th place for me, I put the Breeze Z2. I don't really like the user experience of it. It feels a bit like a calculator in my hand. It looks like a calculator, like some Casio device. The buttons themselves are clunky, they feel cheap. It's really hard to navigate the menus if you want to do anything outside of just the basic things that you can access, like change ramp settings or pressure settings or anything like that. I always have to go back to the manual to work out how to access those, because it's always some variant of pressing 2 buttons at the same time for a certain number of seconds, pressing up, down, enter. It's just a bit much. It's not that intuitive. It's not that user-friendly. As a machine itself, it works great. It does come with a muffler to try and help dampen the sound a bit, which is reasonably effective. But a lot of people do have the Breeze Z2. A lot of people like it. As you'll see on your reviews, you definitely didn't have this in bottom place. And I should mention that I did my rankings first before I looked at any reviews online of what other people thought, because I didn't want to be influenced by what the wider community felt about these machines. So this is my true, unbiased, honest opinion, and then we'll get into where you guys agree or maybe disagree with me in just a bit. Up from 7th place into 6th, it's another travel machine. It's the Transcend Micro, and I'm so gutted that this makes it to here on the list, because I really, really want to love this machine. It's sleek in its design. It's pretty awesome how everything fits into this tiny shell. Has a lot of cool things going for it. It has that micro tubing as well. It's so lightweight. It's so portable. I want to love this machine. But I'll be honest, I don't feel like it's too robust of a unit. And if you have this as a portable machine in your bag and you're traveling a lot, it's going to get bumped around a bit. And I just don't trust it to hold up as long as some of these other options. It looks nice on the outside, but much like the Breeze Z2, the actual feel of using the buttons, you really have to push them in hard. They have a lot of resistance. It's just not that enjoyable. And the app that you get with it to change any of the settings, because you can't do any of those settings changes on the machine itself, the app is really not user-friendly. It's Windows only. I don't like using it. It's also pretty loud. Again, it comes with a muffler that's only reasonably effective. It's not the same as having that abatement foam on the units itself. But even for a travel machine, this is a pretty loud device. Up to 5th, to my top 5, we have the Res Plus. This is actually a really solid machine. It's easy to use, the dials are nice and big, easy to navigate, go through the menu, and it's very low cost. It's definitely the least cost out of all of the units that we have here. So definitely an honorable mention for that. And for a lot of people, this actually really could be a great machine. It's just a little bit limited and it's very big and bulky and ugly. To me, it looks like this belongs in a hospital. This would barely fit on my nightstand. That's not a big deal to a lot of people. I understand that. And if you just want something simple that you know will work, it is a great option. There isn't a huge amount of support for this online in terms of manuals and literature and material, so you are a bit limited in that sense. You kind of might feel like you're on your own a bit more than with some of these other units, so just keep that in mind if you're maybe gifting this or buying for somebody who's a little bit older and might want help with how to navigate and use it. You might be missing that piece a little bit. So this makes it number 5. We're getting up there now. We're up to number 4. This is a controversial one, guys. Don't hate on me. But for me, number 4 is the AirSense 10. I remember I did this before I looked at any of your reviews. I had a sneaky feeling this would be ranked pretty well for you. I just would have a hard time parting with the amount of money that ResMed charged for this unit on a device that's 10 years old and has limited functionality. It doesn't have access to cellular capabilities anymore. They call it a card to cloud device, which just means you can't have remote access to it if you have a DME like RespShop who could access your device, change your settings for you, help you with your therapy. You can't do that on this. If you want to access the data, you just have to pull out the SD card and either manually upload it to Oscar or give it directly to your physician. It's kind of inconvenient. And yes, I do like the menu. I like that you can change it to a plus reporting system and get really detailed reports directly on the machine itself. That's a big thumbs up. But just the overall decision to buy a unit like this, I just feel like you're investing in pretty old technology and a pretty old machine. That being said, this sits right in the middle of my list. It has a lot of good things going for it. A lot of people still love this machine. And if you're thinking about getting the AirSense 10 and you do decide that you don't mind buying a machine that's a little bit older, you'd definitely be very happy with it. Good machine. In fact, when I actually ranked these units before, this would made it as my greatest of all time device. I think that's true. If I was doing this video 10 years ago, I'd just be absolutely just talking all about the AirSense 10, how brilliant it is. But I just feel like we maybe have moved on from then at this point, or hopefully we should have done. Okay, next up, number 3. We're in the top 3 now. So for those that are paying attention, we have the ResMed Air Mini, the AirSense 11, and the Apex XT. So for me, in 3rd place is the Air Mini. Great device, love the app. It's pretty loud, it's pretty expensive for a device that's this small, has a limited functionality, doesn't have a touch screen. So the price really does bring this down, in my opinion. In terms of a user experience, it is really good. I definitely would say it's the most enjoyable to use. It's just up to you whether or not you can justify spending upwards to close to $1,000 on a device that's a travel machine. It really wouldn't suit as an everyday at-home device. Actually, we did a video on why that's the case. Okay, number 2, you might be surprised that Apex XT hasn't come up yet, but this is where it does. This is my number 2 device, the Apex XT. Like I said, it's a hybrid. I love that it can be a good travel device or an at-home machine. It's easy to use. The humidifier is big. You can fill it up right here on top. This water chamber, the heating chamber for the humidifier, this plate that you get, it's very inexpensive as an add-on when you buy the machine, so that's a bit like a no-brainer for me, I feel. It's very flexible in how you use it. It just works. I think it's actually a really stand-up device that will last well and is very cost-effective as well. So big fan of the Apex XT. If you're on the fence about getting a machine and you're not in the sort of premium device range when it comes to your budget, definitely have a look at the Apex XT. We've done a review on it. We've done a full guide on how to set it up. At RespShop, we really support and back this unit. So go check out some of that stuff if you are looking to buy that machine. Which means, you've guessed it, my number 1 pick is the AirSense 11. And I've fought this battle before. I know a lot of people don't like some of the quirks of the AirSense 11. I totally understand that. And for some people, it's just maybe not the right machine. But for me, I think it handles really nicely. I enjoy using it. It feels the most intuitive device that's available. So there you have it. That's my rankings, how I would put each of these machines. But like I said, that's not nearly as important as the opinions of more than 7,500 other CPAP users, you guys. So let's talk about where you ranked these based upon those reviews on these e-com sites. As 7th on your list, this is the biggest swing difference from my list to yours, but you have the Apex XT. Sorry to say it, but your ratings for this average 4.1. Now, that is a small sample size. There was only 42 reviews of this online, and they're all at RespShop. A lot of the other major e-com suppliers of CPAP equipment don't have this machine. Like I said, at RespShop, we try and give you as many options as possible and fully support every machine that we sell. A lot of those reviews were given 4 out of 5 stars, but when you read the reviews, they were very, very positive about it. I think with a larger sample size, that rating would actually go up. If you take a look, most people that bought this are extremely happy with it. Up next, in 6th place, you guys listed the Transcend Micro. So there you go, you agree with me there. We're in sync on that one. I think your ratings are largely based upon the same things that I outlined as well when I kind of dived into them. We just wish this unit was a little bit more polished and it has a lot of things going for it. And hopefully they'll release a Micro 2 and address some of that. And at that time, if that happens, that would be a device that I'd be really interested in getting my hands on and really getting to grips with, because it could really be a standout machine. This was rated 4.23 out of 5 based upon 171 reviews, so a slightly larger sample size there, but still not as much as some of these other ones. It hasn't clearly been fully adopted with many CPAP users yet either, but a good indication of where it sits in people's opinion. All right, and now 5th, you guys have listed the Breeze Z2 at 4.33 over 241 reviews. It is a good travel option if you don't want to spend the kind of money that the Air Mini will set you back and you want a designated portable option to take with you. Totally understand. This could be a great machine for those of you who are in that boat. In 4th place, we have the Res Plus. Now, this is a pretty small sample. Again, this is only sold on RespShop out of these e-com sites. There's only 13 reviews on there so far. Like I said, I think most of those are people that are using this as a backup machine or their first time users, but it has a rating of 4.6, so very high. Big jump up from there from the Breeze. A lot of people, for those purposes, do really like this machine. I think the only ones that kind of docked it a couple stars in their review was based upon the fact that they didn't have the supporting documentation online for some of this, but we try and help you out as much as possible. We've made videos on this machine. You can always call us if you have questions. We're there to support you. We don't want you to be struggling in silence. Please let us know if you need some extra support with this. Good machine, definitely fills a hole there. It's, like I said, the lowest cost of all these, so good option, sits in 4th place in your opinion. All right, moving into the top 3 now. You guys, in your number 3 slot, you have the Air Mini, just like me. Now this device, it's got 4.62 rating with 3,551 reviews. So lots of reviews on this machine. Lots of people have bought it, have tried it, and have an opinion on it either way. It's one of those funny ones. I'll be honest. We hear a lot about the noise on this machine, how people say that it's too noisy and they can't use it. But then you'll speak to some other people and they say that it's silent. And either this is just a personal preference thing, or what I'm actually suspicious about is that every so often, the way that ResMed manufactures these, sometimes it's completely airtight and silent and it has no issues at all. And other times there's some gaps in it. So I don't know if quality control thing is part of what causes that. Of the people that say that it is noisy, we have come up with some hacks to how to help with that do go a long way to solving that. But that does require purchasing additional accessories, which feels like you shouldn't really have to do when you buy a machine. You want it to work out of the box in the best that it can. If you haven't had an issue with noise in this, everybody loves it. It's a great machine to use. The app is really intuitive. It's a great travel device. It feels good in the hand. It's good to use. For some people, like I said, it's a noise thing. And this might purely just be the wrong mask for the user. It might be a leak or a seal issue. I don't know. It could be completely coincidental. But there seems to be, for every person that complains about the noise in this machine, there's another person that says, it's so silent, I love using it. So go figure. That means there's 2 machines left, the AirSense 10 and the AirSense 11. And surprising to nobody, ResMed has clearly grabbed the top 3 slots out of your rankings. So in 2nd place, you had the AirSense 11. So different from me there. It's ranked pretty high. It's 4.65, and that's with 1,566 reviews. So again, a big sample, a lot of adoption of this unit. It is kind of the go-to industry standard for a premium machine these days. And I think it would be a great choice for many, many new CPAP users or those coming from a different device who have not tried the AirSense range yet. Awesome option. You wouldn't be disappointed. But that does mean the king is still on his throne, in your opinion, with the AirSense 10 ranked a whopping average of 4.74 out of 5 on 2,150 reviews. This unit is as solid and as steady as they come. And really, if I was to be brutally honest and think about it, totally deserves to be in the #1 spot, even though I put it quite a bit further down my list. I think this is just me getting to grips with the fact that there hasn't been more machines released in this 10 years that the AirSense 10 has been out. But it's a great device. The water chamber design is good, easy to control and access the menu if you're a new user to CPAP or you're buying for someone who's a veteran or someone who's a little bit older. There's really nobody that wouldn't like using the AirSense 10. Great option for you if you're in the market shopping for a CPAP unit. Now, of course, all of these machines are available to purchase on RespShop.com. I'll leave the links to all of them in the description below. Head on over there, read the individual reviews about some of the things that people really like or dislike about them, what stands out to you and what's important to you as a shopper. Don't forget, buying with RespShop, we offer a lot of perks like free shipping for life once you spend $300 with us, or free shipping on any order above $49. We'll ship out same day if you order before 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have a mask guarantee for 30 days. If you buy a mask and just don't like it, you can return it. All of these awesome things that are available over at RespShop.com. So I'll see you over there. You'll see my face over there plenty too as well. But thank guys for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to the channel. I have some more of these opinion pieces coming your way. Get involved. Let me know what you think. Was I totally off with my rankings? Where do you rank these 7 in your list? I'd love to hear from you. And as always, sleep tight, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.